Hello internet! Today I'm going to talk about books that I must have, and this is going to be a series because I don't have very much money. I don't have an infinite amount of money, but I have an infinite amount of books that I want to read. So here are 10 books that I would really want to read, and here are the 10 people who introduced me to these books on BookTube. The first book that I really want to read and was introduced by the internet itself is Endgames by T. Michael Martin. I don't really read a lot of zombie apocalypse novels, but this one looks pretty darn awesome. I first discovered this book through the YouTuber himself, T. Michael Martin, and if you haven't heard of him yet, he is pretty awesome. I'm going to put his link below because he's definitely one of my favorite YouTubers ever because of how clever and funny and John Green-like he is, who has a quote on balding, nearsighted white guys. I don't. So Endgames is a zombie apocalypse novel while also being a young adult novel. 17-year-old Michael as well as his younger brother, 5-year-old Patrick, are in the midst of a zombie apocalypse and they must get out and escape. This book has been described as the John Green version of zombie apocalypse novels. So if you like John Green and you like zombie apocalypses, the second book in this video that I really want to read is called Winger by Andrew Smith. This book has made a huge circulation around BookTube as of recently. The first time I heard of it was through Helene Jeppesen. Last name. I saw it a couple times in other places like Book Hunter 115. Also, I don't remember who else was talking about it, but a lot of people on BookTube have read it and really love it. So Winger is a contemporary young adult novel that takes place at a boarding school. Kind of like Looking for Alaska, at least it sounds like it. I mean, there's like a bully and there is a girl that he really likes, and then there's a huge climactic change. Sounds like Looking for Alaska. Hopefully it's different. The third book I really want to read is called Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. Yeah, by Susanna Clarke. So this book is about magicians, and it takes place in 1806, which is around the Napoleonic War, and it is at the time where magic is dying out, but then these two magicians come in and reintroduce this magic. So that sounds really awesome to me. I want to read that so badly. I've heard of this book through librarianfanmail. She was raving about it and totally convinced me that I have to read this book. Another book I want to really read is called Burial Rights by Hannah Kent. So this book is based off of a true story and it's considered a literary novel. I don't read a lot of literary novels, but I really want to start getting into it because those are supposed to be very good books. Burial Rights is about this young woman who is accused of murder and is awaiting her death sentence. Based off a true story in Iceland in the year 1829. Sounds super interesting. Also, the cover is freaking beautiful. The first time I heard of Burial Rights is from rinceyreads, I think, and then another time I heard of Burial Rights was of RamblingsAnd Greentea. Is that what your name is? Also, I heard this book is going to be turned into a movie in the year 2014, which is in a couple days. How weird is that, guys? How weird is that? I'm really dizzy. I need like a drink of water or something. And Jennifer Lawrence might be in it, but that's rumored, so yeah. The fifth book I would like to read is Horns by Joe Hill. I saw a clip of Daniel Radcliffe having an American accent, and holy crap, I didn't know an American accent could be so sexy, but yes, it was sexy. It's about a guy who tries to investigate his girlfriend's death, and during that time he starts growing horns on his head. What's that about? I really want to read this book so bad. I saw the Readables also wants to read this book. I think I first heard about this book through a BuzzFeed article about the books that are going to be turned into movies soon. Another book that I really want to read is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. Yes. Most of BookTube has already known about this, but I'm going to tell you a synopsis anyway. Fangirl is about this very introverted, very shy, and very social, anxious girl who is going into college and going to try to make new friends and make a new life for herself. I've read the first few pages and I don't even know how Rainbow Rowell does it, but she just draws you in. I first heard about this novel through Goodreads, and during that time it just came out and there was only a couple hundred ratings on it. I could have been avant-garde. I could have been so hipster and was like, oh, I've read this before it got super duper popular on BookTube. Another book that I really want to read is The Silver Star by Jeanette Walls. I've read Glass Castle by Jeanette Walls and that book is amazing. How can a real life be like that? It was a roller coaster of emotions, for sure. There were times when I was just so angry, and there was times I was just like sad, and then there was times I was just like, yes! And then there was times I was like, no, too. I'm hoping that The Silver Star is going to be like that also. The Silver Star is about two sisters after their mother has abandoned them pretty much and their resources are running out, that they have to go make another life for themselves and try to get out of this hole that they've been put in. The narrator is in the perspective of the 12-year-old kid. I love novels that are in the perspective of little kids and that deal with adult situations because I love it so much. I don't know where I first heard about it, but I saw a review about it on A Book Affair. Yeah, she reviewed it and I was like, oh hell yeah. A series that I really want to get started on is Codex Alera. Oh my goodness. I first heard about this on, I think, Jellafy, and then Reagan from PeruseProject talked about it again. I was like, I need to get into the series because I really like fantasy. I especially like big monster chunky books and huge worlds and very good world building skills. So I'm thinking that Codex Alera has all those aspects in it. I just need another Game of Thrones because once I finish Dance with Dragons, I'm going to need another series to read to fill that hole in my heart. A small synopsis of what Codex Alera is about is that it deals with furies and people being able to bend certain elements. Airbender, wow. I think it takes place in a medieval time. I could be wrong. I don't know anymore. I'm still dizzy! Another book I really want to read is Lock and Key, also from Joe Hill. I've heard Joe Hill has made a lot of good stories, so definitely want to check him out. I asked for these books for Christmas, so hopefully I'll get some and I will read them. The Lock and Key series is a series of graphic novels, so that's enticing already. So Lock and Key tells a story about a house in which when you walk through certain doors it takes you to another place or another dimension or something. Don't know, but it looks like a horror novel. I love horror stuff. Oh, show. I first heard about the series through Readables. She made a review on it, so I watched a non-spoiler part review and I was like, hooked. So hooked. The 10th book in this video that I would like to read so bad is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, Book 2. I think it's called Hollow City. So Miss Peregrine is a book series based on these really creepy photos that Ransom Riggs has found. That's his pen name, so I don't even know what his real name is. The main character is Jacob, and he has a grandfather who is really weird and quirky and has all these strange stories about girls who can levitate, about girls who can make fire out of their hands. And the end of Miss Peregrine, the first book, ended on a cliffhanger, so obviously there has to be a second book. I'm really excited for this book. It's gonna come out in January, coming out soon, so I'm gonna have to pre-order that because I'm kind of late to the party on pre-ordering. I first heard of Miss Peregrine through John Green because Ransom Riggs and John Green are friends, so that's how I heard about that. So that's my video on the 10 books I would like to read and I would like to have right now. I really have to thank Readables for inspiring me to make these kind of videos because, of course, we can't always make book haul videos. No one has that kind of money to just keep buying a bunch of books and showing them off. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to make a Project for Awesome video, which is on December 17th to the 18th if you want to, or just really participate because you could do so much by commenting and watching. So go ahead and do that, and I will see you later in another video. Bye!